you know about Association of Indian Management Schools? It's a 34-year-old networking body of B schools in India, having a membership of about 600 top management institutions. AIMS focuses on professionalization of management education, protects interests of B schools, represents management institutions at national and international forums, financially supports members in academic events, funds research projects on management, disseminates management-related knowledge through its annual Management Education Convention, conferences, seminars, roundtables and workshops, organizes free weekly webinars on knowledge sharing and inspiring young leaders sessions for management faculty and students, supports B schools in admissions through Atma, AIMS test for management admissions. Visit https://atmaims.com for more details. Publishes a biannual AIMS Journal of Management. Visit https://aimsjournal.com for more details. Circulates a quarterly e-newsletter on AIMS activities. Conducts workshops on case writing. Encourages AIMS members to be part of decision-making processes as members of chapter management committees and the executive board. Encourages students' participation in free weekly quiz competitions by providing support to interested institutions. Facilitates networking and interaction among B schools. Why would you like to remain a non-member of AIMS? Pay a very low one-time membership fee and enjoy many lifetime benefits. Visit https://aims.org.in for more details.
Welcome to the Inspiring Young Leaders Sessions by AIMS. I am Professor Mohit Sati from Master School of Management, Meerut. I will be the moderator of today's session. I have been into teaching from past 14 years and have been working in the field of big data analytics, business analytics, and digital marketing. And now, on the session of the day is on the topic, the power of entrepreneurial mindset and collaboration. In today's age of startups, frequent industrial revolutions happening around, and the emergence of AI, this subject holds immense importance for discussion. We are fortunate enough today to have a highly qualified speaker with exceptional expertise on this topic, Mr. Satheesh Kumar. He is a visionary entrepreneur and a change maker in a mission to building platforms to promote and empower entrepreneurship, rural startups in agriculture, building communities, and shaping ideas to transform environment, politics, leadership, and public views. He is an accomplished leader with an experience of over 20 years in the business of media. He has worked in different platforms like print, television, and digital and events in the leadership roles to transform and grow businesses. He is also an independent consultant in strategy, sales, marketing, and brands, with a special interest in media. He has worked with brands like Indian Express, Tehelka, Think, IHM in the leadership roles. Throughout his career, he has taken ownership of the brands and offered high energy, result-oriented leadership with an exceptional attitude. He is the founder, director, and CEO of The Talk, a new media and thought leadership platform. He is also the founder of SEAL, an agri and rural entrepreneurship initiative to promote the well-being of nature, people, and the economy. Before I hand over the session to our speaker, I would share a few instructions of the session for our participants. Instruction number one, the participants would not be able to unmute their mic by themselves. If they have any questions, they can share it in the chat box and they will be taken care of in the Q&A session. Then instruction number two, feedback and attendance link, the most important part for everyone, and would be shared in the Q&A session and is available only for 15 minutes. Certificates will only be issued to those people who have submitted the feedback form. So now I would not be the person to be the break in between. Now I would hand over the session to our speaker, Mr. Satheesh Kumar. Sir, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy and thankful for being here in this session. Thanks for AIMS and Dr. Nandagopal for the opportunity to share my thoughts here in the session, and also all the members of AIMS, the team members of AIMS for a great coordination and support. And I sincerely thank all of the participants who are here as part of the session. Thanks again. Thanks once again, Professor Mohit, for the introduction. Thank you very much. Yeah, I am an entrepreneur and I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, business leaders, high-profile professionals across industries and various sizes of businesses like corporates, SMEs, new generation startups, and even government, political leaders as part of my business. I also work extensively with a lot of education institutions and young students as well, and also with the agricultural community, the farming and agriculture community as well. So while working with the different communities, my understanding and learning is that anybody and everybody who wants to grow in their space, in their respective space, should focus on four major aspects. So it could be anything. It could be a business, it could be a startup, it could be a job, it could be anything. But I think the focus should be on, especially in the today's world, I mean, especially in the current scenario, in the technology world, these four aspects, I think I personally believe in, and that is what I'm just sharing as my thought. So the first one is knowledge. Of course, knowledge is the central thing for anything and everything. So acquiring knowledge and continuous upgrading of, or learning of the knowledge is the key thing. The second thing is that collaboration and winning partnerships, especially in the today's world. Collaboration is, you couldn't just think of having a business or anything without any collaboration today. Yeah. The third thing is the technology, embracing technology. So for anything and everything, technology is ruling the world today. And as individuals, any individual, whether he's for his business or for his, personal growth or whatever it is technology is imperative, that even the technology is helping us today in connecting all of us, in this session. So that way, technology is the third aspect of it. And finally, the key factor is that the entrepreneurial mindset, or I would say even growth mindset, entrepreneurial mindset or this growth mindset is the very key thing for anything and everything. That's what I personally feel that. I personally feel that this entrepreneurial mindset is what is going to change or make a big difference for any individual in their anything, whether it is a career or in their business or anything, or is their employment or anything it could be, So when it comes to entrepreneurial mindset, it's nothing but taking initiative, adapting to the change, creative solutions, taking risk, and finally, overall, it's owning something. It's taking ownership of anything and everything about a task or anything given task or anything that they really into it. So that's what the mindset, the growth, entrepreneurial mindset is all about. So the power of today's subject being the power of entrepreneurial mindset or the growth mindset. I just want to share few stories. I would say one story, one small story, and as well as a couple of cases as a reference to this power of entrepreneurial mindset. I just want to share this short story about a girl called Radha. Radha is a girl from a very remote village in a very rural background in a very remote village. This girl is from a very poor family where her father is a daily laborer. Where this girl, but one thing is that what she could make as achievement is that she could able to do her studies. After her schools, she's able to complete her college also. But unfortunately, the background is very poor, and where she couldn't, or even she don't have anybody to guide her or support her, or even to give her some direction on what she should do for her life, for her growth, for her development, whatever. But the girl is very determined that she wants to grow, and not only that she wants to grow, she also wants to make a point that she want to take her family to the next level. I mean, like from a laborer family to the next level. That she's so determined about it, and she thought that she will be able to do it, but she don't know how to do it. So then, she started thinking, because unfortunately, her surroundings or the environment really not supporting her in any way, where there is no educated people over there or people who can really guide her. But what she did is that she wanted to go and work somewhere. Though the parents are not really willing to do, but their poverty made up their mind, and they allowed her to work in a nearby town. So when she is working, she is able to get a salary, a meager salary from the job, and that job doesn't give her any otherwise the development or anything on her career, but she is able to support with the salary. She is able to support the family with her salary. And then, but she always have that thirst of doing something new, something that, I want to take it to the next level. So which means she want to grow. Basically, the central point is that she want to grow. Then during her work tenure, she used to commute from her home to her office. And then meanwhile, in between that, she come across somebody who's into, doing some artistic work in different objects, like the artist used to draw in some stones and some wooden articles and things like that. She started looking at that, and she thought that she could do something with that. Then what she thought, suddenly she got her idea at some point of time that using coconut shell, she found that a coconut shell is something very interesting, and she could do something with that coconut shell. So what she did, she started, picking very selectively picking the coconut shell, and she started using this, the artist who really doing it, who's nearby, who's doing some artistic work in some various objects. So she learned something from them. With the help of that person, she started doing something in that cup, and she's tried that, how it could make it as a product. Then finally, what happened is that she could able to make something very interesting. And then slowly she started growing that, where there is no support at all from the family, where the family is no way they are encouraging, or they no way they are supporting her in any of her initiatives. So by the time there was another big bottleneck. I mean, there was a big hurdle that the family wants her to get married. She don't want to marry immediately because she want to do something substantial in her life, something she can go to the next level. But parents did not ready to hear. Then they were forcing that she should get married because that is the time. I mean, that is the only thing that they are supposed to. It's the thing. But then what happened? This girl immediately decided that she accepted readily with only one condition, that that she want to do business, and she want to do something on her own. If somebody is willing to do that, she is ready to accept that. And then interestingly, a person somewhere close by in their vicinity agreed to that the condition of this girl, and they got married. Immediately after the marriage, the husband also doesn't understand this her ideas and her business initiatives or anything. She single-handedly, she's able to create. She initially started doing ice cream cups using the coconut shell, and then not with that, she started doing a lot different variety of products using that. I think she's able to make about 30 or 32 products. Okay, in single-handedly, she's able to develop these different types of products. But she started selling. She don't know where to sell it, so she started doing with the help support of some people nearby from her office, where she was working. She started understanding the market. She started understanding the product, how to sell it, and things like that. Then slowly she's able to sell it, and she got a confidence. Then she resigned her job and she started doing it in a very small way. And this being a rural area, there is no much visibility for her product or her initiative. So then and then she's able to steadily able to supply to some of her. She's able to do a small development in her life. And then during this time, what happened is that we also somewhere we have come across this girl that she is really struggling and have some great idea. So we found that as a platform, the talk I'm part of this platform called the Talk. And we as a platform, we identified the girl and we helped her in showcasing herself in one of our events. And not only that, we also want to recognize her as a rural entrepreneur. So then, we showcased her as a rural entrepreneur. And then very interestingly, she got a lot of focus immediately from a lot of entrepreneurs, and a lot of, startups. Even some of the government officials, they are all started looking at. And then, they all really want to support her or help her. Many of them came forward that they want to support. And some of them, came forward to give them some new orders, so that the girl can, expand her business or something like that. And then very, very interestingly, the girl is now, I think, at least she should do her business more than 1 crore. I'm not a regular mentor to her, but she used to come to me as a advice for advisors, on and off. So I used to interact with her, and to my understanding that now the business is doing more than 1 crore of rupees for a girl. Where this is something a very great achievement. I see it as great achievement for the reason that it is not something happened in a city or not even happened in a town where you have all the facilities. But here, this place where it is a village where the girl don't have anything to access, in terms of moving out from that village or even accessing to connections or networking or anything. So without anything, or even she don't have any of the background, but without anything, any of this, she's able to create a very innovative, a very, very interesting product for herself. So this is something very interesting that I could see. So I've seen that the kind of the mindset, the power of the mindset that made this girl think, to just unlock all the barriers, unlock all the doors, whatever that she have to come across. So she is able to, the interesting part is that she's from a village background. So she is able to identify something which is available there in the village. So she found that there is a lot of coconut trees in her vicinity, and she found that coconut shell is one of waste, like use of the coconut. The shell is used as a waste, or it is being sold for some other purposes. So she thought that that could be a business opportunity for her. And there is no mentor, no she gone through any of the incubators or anything like that. She did on her own, and she made it a very, very reasonable and stable business for herself now. And I think financially, economically, she is stable now, and she is going to the next level. I am sure that she will go to places, because the kind of determination that she has will make her business even much bigger. And I'm sure that, it should go places. So the reason why I want to share this is that, because I don't want to share some known stories, like, we all read in a lot of platforms, magazines, newspapers, in social media. We read about some great successful stories about entrepreneurs and successful professionals and business leaders. But, those stories, we all would have read in some place or other. But this story is very close to me for the reason that this person is come from a very different background, and at the same time, she's able to just open up all the opportunities available for her with her own will and own initiative. So that's the reason I just shared this. Number one, I also want to refer a couple of our cases, which I'm sure that many of you could have come across this. The one is the Red Bus. You all would have heard about the Red Bus. Panindra Sharma, who's the founder of Red Bus. So he's this is slightly a different way that I'm looking at. The reason being, he had a great educational background. He studied in best of the colleges, and he used to work for some of the great organizations that he used to work for. And then, so obviously he had that opportunity and privilege to access to a lot of the technology, information, networking, all that. But however, again, what made him that difference is that, again, this entrepreneurial mindset. So though he was working for some company, see, somewhere he found a problem, and he find a problem and in his own experience, and then he thought that he could address that problem, and thought that that could take him to the next level. He thought that he could do a business out of that, and that is how the Red Bus was born. We all know that Red Bus is a great success, and it's a huge. Like for any business, even a small time businessman, or even a lot of individuals who really want to, using booking, this bus services, will know that how Red Bus really helps them a lot. So that way, he founded this Red Bus, and it's a great story. Everybody knows that he sold that company for a huge money, and he's not only that, he is he himself investing in many of the companies. And I think, in my understanding, that he also works with the government of Telangana, if I'm right, because he works as an innovation officer or something. So what I understand is that my learning is that the person, how he look at his mindset is what the difference that it makes. So I'm just comparing different jobs, different types. Like, I'm talking about one rural girl, how she made it, how the same mindset made it completely from a rural background to the level that where she is now. And I'm also, I also just, pointed out, refer to this Red Bus story for the reason that, how a person could, the mindset can change the entire, the dimension of their life as an individual, as their business, whatever. And also, I just want to refer another case, Thyrocare. Again, everybody, every one of the participants would have come across Thyrocare and heard about this story, Thyrocare, and its founder, Dr. Velumani. Dr. Velumani is a great friend to me, and he spoke in our platform, the talk format, many a time in many places. So, and moreover, he is from my hometown, Coimbatore. So that way, I have a very close association with him. So that way, we know his story very from his the very beginning of his story. And this is something new that I'm telling here. But I'm sure everybody would have known. But still, I just want to point out that the story of Dr. Velumani is very humble. Even he, today he's a very successful entrepreneur. But his start is very, very humble, where he also grown up in a very remote village. And then what happened? Even he can't afford to even a private school. He not even about private school. Even he want to he can't have a full meal, all 3 meals at home. So he used to that. He himself told in many occasions. So he have to go to the government school, and he wants to just for both having his schooling as well as fulfilling his his hunger. Both that he's able to make it attending the school in the village, and that's how his start was. And then he's able to study well, and he's able to get his degree, all that. He couldn't get a job over in the local in Coimbatore. He used to, very funnily, he used to share that he went to a lot of spinning mills over there in Coimbatore, but he couldn't get any job over there. And then finally he went to Mumbai in a train. And then, he landed up there without knowing anything over there, what to do next, because he don't have anything over there. So then, somewhere he was here and there, and finally he got some job over there. And then from there, again, he always have that, he wanted to do something on his own. And then finally, after marriage, he started his company called Thyrocare, and he built it, and he built it huge. And it is a traditional business. It's not like the case like the Red Bus. Red Bus is a very different story, where the technology plays a very important role. Here, it was more of it's all about the people, how to manage people. So the interesting part is, again, with Dr. Velumani is that, he employs only freshers as a policy. So he given opportunity to a lot of youngsters, and then he built this company, and he made it something a great company. And where, now he exited the company with a huge, he sold the company. I mean, he sold his majority of the stock, and he exited the company with a great fortune. And it's a huge, he's one of, if I'm right, he should be one among the top richest person. I mean, one among the top 200 richest person in the country. Maybe that's what I believe. Probably, I don't know whether it is currently where the position is, that this is some time back. So that way he made it big. So here, the point what I'm trying to make here is that the mindset, the power of the entrepreneurial mindset is what made the difference for all, either Dr. Velumani or the Red Bus case, or the person from the rural village. So this is what it is. And I just want to finally touch upon on something about my own personal journey. This is not as an achievement, but more as a journey and more as an experience I just want to share. So the talk, as a company, as of now, currently, we had about 2.5 lakh entrepreneurs, 2.5 lakhs plus entrepreneurs in our network, more as subscribers. We have plus CXOs. I'm talking about the CEOs and CEOs, MDs, chairmen. 5,000 plus CXOs as a community in our network. So we access to them on a regular basis, to these people on a regular basis, in the form of we connect with them in different formats. We connect through them online, we connect through them offline, we connect through them as stories in the form of text stories, we connect them in the form of reports. So we have multiple formats, and we work with this community across the talk as a platform. So the talk is it's a new media and thought leadership platform, and this platform helps primarily anything and everything to do with the SME and startup businesses. So we connect the entire ecosystem. We connect the government. We connect the investors. We connect the tech, all the entrepreneurs, the professionals, and of course the corporates. Finally, the corporates we connect all of them. And then, we give the opportunity for the entrepreneurs to access knowledge, networking, and business opportunities. So that's what our platform is all about. So that gives me a lot of opportunity to work with, completely across domains, across people. And I also had the opportunity to work in both the world, both as a working in corporate world, as well as running my own venture now. So it's a something very, very small story that which I want to just share it, because how this happened, how this transformation, me become an entrepreneur. See, I immediately after my college, I joined a company which is an event management company, and then worked for some time, and then I shifted to another company which is a financial services company. It's a financial concept selling company which I work for. I worked for some time, but always I had this fire that that I want to start something on my own. And but again, the case is that even I am also from a village background, and also but I am very privileged that way compared to the Radha's case. I am very privileged that I had a very good education. So we had farmlands, that. So I'm from an agricultural family. But the thing is that the biggest the gap what I felt was there is no guidance. It's been village, and all our entire the community, the relatives, all of them were primarily into farming and all that. So we don't have anybody to guide. And I'm talking about in the late 90s, sometime around 96, 97, I'm talking about. So at that point of time, again, you don't have that kind of an ecosystem in anywhere, or even forget about that. There is not, we don't even, I think that is when the mobile phones started coming in. So it was a very different situation, but I want to start something on own. So very interestingly, I started a company with two other friends. I started a company called Kitchen Care. Okay, so this Kitchen Care is a company where very interesting company. The reason being, you all come across. I mean, everybody knows that we have something called Big Basket today. So I'm talking about in the 97, no such companies or media, or even I didn't even come across. I didn't even read anything like that. But this came on something, on my. I mean, it's my own idea. I don't know how it came in, but the idea was that we want to deliver vegetables at doorstep to the customers. Because of my 1.5 years of working in my financial company, I had that sales angle of a business. So there was some sort of a sales skill. I thought that I thought that at that point of time I was very confident about myself that I'll be able to acquire clients for my business. And with the two friends, we started this company called Kitchen Care. This company, we acquired about 1,400 customers in Coimbatore. This I'm talking about in Coimbatore, 1,400 customers sometime in 1997. The interesting part is that in today's world, anything and everything that we do today is being broadcasted in our social media. And even if you go out for a movie, you are able to announce it to the entire world that you are going for a movie. But, in those days, even with 1,400 customers, nobody knows except those customers, and probably, like people in our circle, nobody knows about that, what we are doing it. Or even there is no media to cover such small things or such small initiatives. So we had 1,400 customers where every week on Thursday, we used to deliver vegetables at doorsteps to these customers. Okay. And then that became a very interesting business proposition. Slowly, we started doing coconuts. I mean, vegetables, coconut, we did. The interesting part is that the coconut, we sold it. People have to pay 3,000 rupees to us. We will give them 10 coconuts a month to their doorstep as an additional thing. So that we used 3,000 rupees cash as a capital to us, because we don't have any capital or any funding or anything those days. Use this 3,000 rupees as a capital for ourselves, and we started this business, expanded business. And end of the year, we repaid the 3,000 rupees back to them. So that the 3,000 rupees helped us only to work it as a capital. So that way, So this is what something made us very interesting. We want to expand the business to grocery selling. I mean, rice as a first thing. We want to sell rice to all these 1,400 customers to us. We were doing a very decent business at that point of time. We were not making, because we were charging very nominally. So we were making a very decent business, very reasonable business. We want to go to the next level. And actually, at that point of time, we actually come across that these finances, the burst of financial companies, finance companies in Tamil Nadu, especially in Tamil Nadu, lot of finance companies started bursting. There were a lot of companies who said that, they will give 20%, 24% interest, all that. So taking deposits, and they were all, just ran away with the money's investors' money. And so the companies are all started shutting down. And that point of time, we read in the newspaper, that taking public money is a offense or something that, you have to go through regulations, this and that. And we were just 22, 23 years old at that point of time, and we don't have any idea at all what to do with that. So very, we were very scared that, because in the form of coconut and supply, all that, we take 3,000 rupees from the customers. But this 3,000 rupees is taken only from 140 customers, not from 1,400 customers. We have taken only from about 140 customers. We have taken it 3,000 rupees. So this particular model, we thought that it is going to, land up in trouble. So we are scared, and we want to really wind up, because that is when nobody is there to, really guide us. And then, we ourselves decided that, we should give back the money, and we just wind it up. And so that is when, I started joining media. So I winded up the company in the next 3 to 6 months time. And we joined, I myself, the other two friends joined another company, and I joined a media organization. So media, again, another my big passion. So media company, I started working for the media company. So the reason why I'm sharing this and this, my stint with the corporate world, is that even after joining the corporate, I worked for a publication which is a very prominent business group, media group in the country. So when I worked, I started my own product, something, within the organization, with the support. After this all happened after 1 year of my joining, I just spoke to my seniors. They also allowed me. I created my own product, something, I just don't want to name it, because we have, in fact, really started that it's a supplement, and it came as a standalone product. And the complete editorial to content, editorial marketing, everything is being handled by me and my team. And then this has been done, and the company also appreciated us. The reason being, we created that as another vehicle to generate revenue. So this is something on my own. It's something on my interest. It's my passion. And that is how I did it. And the company also encouraged it, and we did it, and it was a good business. So then I moved on, and finally in my last job, I was the president of the organization, where I left this organization in 2014. By the time, again, it was more like, not like working for a company. It's more like something that, doing something on my own. I'm sure that, people call it as something called intrapreneur. Working in a corporate and, doing like your business, something intrapreneur is what, I would really say that is what the company also given that kind of an space to me, so that, I could really try that. And the reason why I'm sharing this is that it's all because of this mindset. The entrepreneurial mindset is what that made me a big difference. And in terms of my growth in the organization, because in the next 10 years, 12 years, I'm able to grow to that level for the reason being that this mindset, at least in my case. So that is where I will be able to strongly believe in, and strongly, I'm sharing that. The reason being that I myself come across, and I immediately after that I left this, and I started this company called The Talk, where the whole idea, the idea of the talk itself is all about collaboration. Something the entire aspect of the business is completely built on core aspect is that the collaboration. So the winning partnership is what that we really made it. I'm sure that I just want to talk a little bit about the other part of the topic. I was talking about the power of your mindset. The other thing is the collaboration and winning partnership. So today, everything, especially in this world, the collaboration is so important. I'm sure that you all watching every day in the news and everywhere you're looking at that. How companies are the giants, the so-called the biggest corporates in the world, are collaborating with the other companies. Even sometimes the corporates are so keen to even go and collaborate, or even in the end of the day, they acquire the company, even some small startups, for the reason that they find that collaboration or partnership could really help them in their business, or it could help their business taking it to the next level. So that's what the collaboration and partnership is all about. And we strongly believe that Talk as a platform, our entire business lies on that collaborative model. We connect with everybody and every single entity and every single opportunity that we have, that we go and collaborate with people. I just want to talk a couple of things before that. So the technology, technology being a very playing a very important role in our lives. I'm sure that everybody. I'm not just talking about the business point of view. I'm talking about for anything and everything. You couldn't ignore technology. So technology changing dynamics. So everybody should, I think, embrace technology in terms of anything and everything. So even, for example, I'm sure that, everybody will agree at some point of time. I don't know what is the current scenario, but at some point of time, Airbnb is able to, Airbnb's valuation is much bigger than Marriott's chain of hotels valuation. So Airbnb is nothing but, it's a technology. Primarily, it's built around technology. Whereas you have the physical property, the hotels, Marriott hotels have physical properties all over the world. But it's the valuation at some point of time, it was even highly valued than the other company. So this is possible just because I just want to point out this for the understanding of the technology's role in our lives and businesses. That's what exactly that I want to point out here. And again, very interesting part is technology is playing. You just see the interesting part of the technology, how the technology is playing a role today. Even the corporates, even the so-called the biggest companies in any space, in any domain, are threatened sometimes even by the individuals. You won't believe that. Even individuals threaten the companies, even the big corporates. They compete with the corporates. Sometimes corporates compete with the individuals. So the so-called monopolies, it's very difficult to see those things today, except one or two few things. But otherwise, every other, I can just tell it even in my own space, the media space. I'll tell you a classic example. During COVID, one of a major organization, I'm talking about one of a major media organization, having its business vertical. I'm not talking about the general news vertical. I'm talking about the business vertical. They have a huge setup, like a studio. You have a huge, lot of journalists and your equipments and your all that. You have studio and you have a great network, everything. And they were trying to do some story on a particular subject. But the interesting part is that the particular story was done by another journalist, an individual journalist, who was just having on YouTube channel and her mobile camera. With her mobile camera, she is able to make the story even before this media house. And the followers and the viewers of that story is much bigger than the big media house is able to do it. Just imagine, it was possible only because she was just using her mobile and she's able to, of course, the journalist was a prominent, known journalist, a senior journalist. But the point is that I'm talking about here how you just imagine the kind of an individual really competing with a big network, a big a media house. with the resources, but without anything, the person is able to do it and really able to comment. I'm not talking about this one story. I'm talking about in many cases. There are cases where, like you will be able to, these kind of individuals or even a small startups or even small companies are able to make a bigger impact than even the corporates. I'm talking about, there are a lot of number of examples that I can share, but here, this is something very interesting that we have come across, which I just want to share it. So that way, this changing dynamics makes business or your job losing, this kind of dynamics, like where, anybody can, like even if you have the biggest of the strength, the best of the product, but still these dynamics, these technology, this changing dynamics makes business or even your job losing its edge or demand. So that is where collaborative ideas could make things better. Collaboration could make things better. Keep updating yourself and making collaboration could make your things better. So I would even say because I work with a lot of startups, because our platform itself is a lot of startups and SME companies. We work with the corporates, all that. And startups come to us for a lot of specific helps. And sometimes we help them in getting the investors. Sometimes they come for mentorship, so we connect mentors. Sometimes I also interact with them and give my views and suggestions, all that. Though I'm not a full-time mentor or anything. But I used to tell some of the people that instead of don't look at. Sometimes people say that. Recently, I can just point out quickly about a recent example that I have come across. I was interacting with a startup who are getting into biomedical waste company. A startup which is getting into biomedical waste, and this company wants to raise funds and they want to expand. They want to make it bigger. The point is that when I was talking to them, I just told them that the platform, that the domain or the particular business itself is not there is no lot of players in that space, and there are no much investors to that specific business. So they were really struggling. And then I told them that why don't you look at your competitors? They were just wondering what is that. I said why don't you collaborate with your competitors? Okay, so I told them when initially they are very surprised, but still they told them. I just told them that the team was a 2-3 member team, and the team that don't look at only as a competitor, because they're a competitor company where working in another city, and they are looking for expansion in many other places. I just told them, you don't have funds and you have certain expertise and you have certain age on the local place in your city, all that, and they have the knowledge and they have the experience. And they have the funds also. Why don't you look at collaborating with them? Why don't you make a partnership with them? And see, you have to always take your idea to the next level. And if you think that only as a competitor, then you may not be, really making any inroads. Probably you may get a funding from other people and you may start your business, but inviting another competitor again. See, instead, why don't you collaborate, partner with your own competitor? So that's the way that I look at. And so very interestingly, that company is actually exploring talks with the company, which is based out of Mumbai now. So that way, so collaboration is so important today's life. So that's what I very strongly feel that the power of entrepreneurial mindset is huge, and collaborative, thought, collaborative model. Without collaboration, I don't think that any business can really survive in the coming days. That's what I really want to share it as my thought. So the question is how to develop the entrepreneurial mindset. I'll just quickly finish it off with this final thing. I think quickly to develop a mindset, I think you need to really dream. I think one should dream and really set their goals. so that, then learning, when you have your dream and goal, then obviously you will try to learn about it. You will try to, look out for, knowledge on that. So you will be continuously learning, and then reframing your failures. Your failure always, people, there is a lot of stories and a lot of motivational stories on failure and how people are able to make it success out of failure, all that. We would have read of a lot of cases. But I'm saying that when it comes to our own individual case, I think we have to be very careful in reframing our failure. So we have to frame every failure should be reframed, and we have to look at it as a positive aspect of it. And then, of course, embrace risk taking. Without risk, we cannot do anything. And that's the entrepreneurial mindset. Entrepreneur. So that way, embrace risk taking. This will make any person growing. Anybody, I'm talking about, whether the organization or any individual, growing to the next level. I strongly, personally believe that these things will definitely make a person to grow to the next level. I suggest strongly that one should understand the power of entrepreneurial mindset, and they should embrace that. And finally, I just want to close this with a quote: "Everything is a risk. Not doing it is a risk. It's up to you." By one Miss Nicola Yoon. With this quote, I complete my. I finish my talk in this session, and I thanks once again for my lovely participants for the session. I also thank the AIMS once again, Dr. Nandagopal, Dr. Mohit, and all the team for the opportunity to share my thoughts over here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. So there are a few questions from the audience.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So one of the questions is that if someone wants to start up, what are the qualities needed rather than primarily we know? I guess they want to know some secret ingredient as a quality.
I'll tell you, startup is not about getting funding and not about, somebody supporting and getting funding. So startup is all about a business proposition, and what is that one thing it's unique about that thing. Say, for example, anything and everything that you do. Say, for example, there are a lot of businesses in the same domain or same product, but every other business will have something unique. Only those businesses will survive. Otherwise, those others won't survive. But these businesses, whoever having, very strongly believe in that one unique proposition, unique selling point. That is what is business is all about. All things can come. Your funding can come, your mentorship, your support, everything can come. But your selling proposition, one unique selling proposition, what that is going to make difference to your customer is what it will make. So that's what I would like to answer for this.
So there is another tricky question. Okay. So entrepreneurs are born, not made. So kindly share your personal viewpoint on this.
See, I don't think so, because, one thing we have to accept is that, unless otherwise the person or individual himself is not ready to, something to try, as an entrepreneur or anything, it's not going to happen. So that way I would agree at the first part that, entrepreneurs are born in the sense that at least the idea should come from the individual. So that is what I see. Otherwise, I don't see that, lot of cases. I have seen in my own personal cases, personally, I have seen that there are people started in their late 50s, who have started their entrepreneurial journey in the late 50s. Even after retirement, there are people who have started after their retirement. So, see, there are different cases, so how you prioritize is what that, make a difference. See, I'll tell you, for example, out of, say, now I would see some 70 people session now. Out of these people who are probably, some, even if 60, 70 of them are working in some organization, I'm very sure that the 60, 70 people, at least about 80-90% of the 60-70 people would have thought about entrepreneurship at some point or other, for sure. At some point of other, definitely have thought about it. The only difference is that how they are prioritizing is what is making the difference. See, they would have thought that, I have a family, so I have certain commitments, so I don't want to take a risk here because a steady job is something that, could really support my family without any hindrance. But where, my business could spoil the whole thing, so these are the things. So they would have prioritized the job than their entrepreneurial initiative. So that way, I would say that anybody can, it is not that only people who have born with certain great qualities or something. I don't see that as a great something, some great qualities for only one section or anything. It is not that way. I think that, it's all within the individual how they prioritize, how they, think their, journey is what make a big difference.
Okay. So another question.
Yeah.
How does entrepreneurial mindset relate to opportunity?
See, that's what I'm saying, that, opportunity, see, anything, whether you are an individual or even getting into or even a business opportunity, for example, a business opportunity. So basically, unless otherwise, this mindset is what it is deciding really. This mindset, the entrepreneurial mindset is what it is deciding. Say, even, like, for example, a person like, say, Sundar Pichai, who is the CEO of Google today, so what is that one difference it made from all the other lot of people? See, he would have studied a lot of people, his own classmates, or even in his own organization, there would be a lot of people working with him. But what made that one person out of all that? That is the mindset I'm talking about. So the mindset is what really gets you the opportunity. That's what I mean to say, that the mindset, see, it's not just your grades. It is not just your studying in a great school or a college. Well, definitely it's not going to get you the opportunities. So even there are people who would have done the best of their, career, studies in colleges, but, only few are able to make it to that, the top job. So that is because of their mindset. So I would say that even at either at individual level or your business, your mindset is what will bring you the opportunity.
Okay. So one more question. Can you please explain about funding agencies, incubators to help startups?
Sorry, I didn't get you. Sorry.
Can you please explain about funding agencies, incubators to help startups?
Okay. So, so basically, today, the interesting part is that you have a lot of investors in the country. Not only across everywhere, across the globe. So you have a lot of the ecosystem is really conducive for any individual or aspiring entrepreneur to start their business. Always. Sometimes people say that you have a lot of funding, so you get you start something, you will get a funding. It's not that way. It is not that easy. But if you are very strong, if you are very clear about your business model, your business idea, starting from your business idea and your business model, I'm sure that, you will be able to get funding. You will be able to raise funding. Forget about, the regular investors or your professional investors, but individuals, lot of working professionals, lot of entrepreneurs who are watching you are ready to fund these days. So what I mean to say is that the startup funding is in a really, I would say that it is a, as I said, when I started something in a very early of my career or immediately after my college, there is no such ecosystem available. But whereas here now, the ecosystem is so strong, you will end up getting funding. Even your if your idea is stronger, it will easily take you to the investors, because you are today in the social media age where every single activity of yours, single idea of yours is being showcased in some way or other, and obviously people, even if you're not really keen in raising funding also, sometimes people come forward and even just for your information, this happened to me as well. One of a CXO who attended one of our a roundtable session at Mumbai recently. I'm talking about a couple of weeks back, where he was attending, and then this was our platform. So there were about 20 CXs who came to the session, and there was a discussion happened, and then after all that, the session went off. I mean, very well, and then we had a chat over the dinner. And during that time, the person came and told me that he gave me a card. He told me tomorrow. And because this was in Mumbai, so he said that anyway, I am sure you are in Mumbai tomorrow. So I would like to meet with you. So where we can meet? I said, I am very happy to come to your office. So then, because we look at as I told you, we connect all the stakeholders in our what you call it, sponsorships, movement, all that, technologists, everybody. So this person is a technology guy. So then I went to meet him. So the interesting part was I really didn't expect that this person is really giving me an interesting offer that, he's interested in investing in our company. Okay. So this could happen to anyone. That's what I mean to say. This could happen to anyone. So that way, funding, space is something very, very interesting, and enough are there to invest in it. Only thing is that you have to reach out to the right person. But before that will take you, because today's ecosystem, that's not a problem at all. But the point is that before that, you should have a strong business idea and your business model, and your whole business plan is that is what needed to get into funding. And you have enough opportunity to get funded. And you have institutional funding, you have angel investors, you have, even the corporates. As I told you, I have seen that a lot of corporates are ready to acquire, some of the companies in many spaces, in many domains. I have seen even, in our own space, in the media space, some of the small time, very specialized media companies. These media companies specialized to a certain category, and large companies, I'm talking about the MNCs, come and acquire those companies. The reason being very simple, that they find that something very interesting. So that way, if you have a business idea and your business plan better, I'm sure that getting funding is not a deal at all.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. I guess we are done with the questions and we are on the time schedule for us. So I would like to extend my thanks to you, sir, for such an enlightening session for us, and such a knowledgeable session filled with your experiences, your practical experience, I would say that, and your knowledge and insights and everything that has added to us, so that we can move further with a new dimension of this thought process, and that we can pass on this to our students also, like how the entrepreneurial mindset can help them further. And I would expect that we would get more such sessions from you, so that we
my pleasure,
get to know more about it. Now, I would extend my thanks to Dr. R. Nandagopal, President AIMS. I would like to extend my thanks to Mr. Satheesh Sharma, Regional Vice President, North AIMS, all the board members, AIMS Secretariat, and lastly, our precious audience and our participants who be with us.
If anybody have a very specific questions, and ask me, they can send it to me an email. I mean, I'm sharing my email ID to the in the chat box.
Yes, sir.
So that Satish@thetalk.in is my email ID. So please ask anybody if they are interested in talking to me, if they are interested in asking anything specific about either funding or anything else, they could write it to me in this email. Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we are almost done. Thank you very much, everyone. And thank you, sir.
Pleasure. Thanks. Bye-bye.